I'm 91 years old, and I've been living by myself for the last 15 years. When my husband Arthur passed away, people were deeply concerned. Evelyn, you're going to be so lonely. Evelyn, you should move closer to the kids. Evelyn, you need to go out more. That was 15 years ago. I never moved. I still don't go out much. And I am completely, deeply, genuinely fine. I'm not lonely. I never really have been. And I believe there are many people like me. People who are perfectly happy on their own, but are made to feel like something is wrong with them because the world insists they should want more people, more noise, more activity. So I wanted to share what I've learned. 5 lessons on how to live alone without feeling lonely. Maybe they'll help someone. First, and this matters more than anything, being alone is not the same as being lonely. Not even close. You can be alone and entirely content. You can also be surrounded by people and feel painfully lonely. I've seen both. Loneliness isn't about how many people are near you. It's about connection. It's about feeling understood, seen, valued. That connection might come from one meaningful conversation a week, or it might be completely missing in a room full of people. So the real question isn't, am I alone too much? It's, do I have connection that matters? Those are 2 very different questions. I speak with my daughter Emily every Sunday, 20 minutes, sometimes 30. That's enough for me. Others may need more, and that's perfectly fine. Just don't assume you need constant company simply because it seems like everyone else does. Figure out what you need. It may be far less than you think. Second, create a routine. When you live with others, structure happens naturally. Shared meals, conversations, someone else's schedule, shaping your day. When you live alone, you have to build that structure yourself. If you don't, days can blend together too easily. I wake up at 7 every morning. I make tea, same cup, same chair by the window. I sit there and watch the birds at my feeder for about 20 minutes. Then I read the news. Then I eat breakfast. It might sound dull, but it isn't. It's grounding. It reminds me that today matters, that it has a beginning and a shape. When Arthur was alive, dinner was always at 5:30 because that's when he got hungry. After he died, I discovered I wasn't hungry until 7 most evenings. So I changed it. That felt like freedom, finding my own rhythm instead of following someone else's. Living alone gives you that choice. That isn't loneliness. That's independence. Third, have something that depends on you. For me, that's my cat Rosie. She's 11 years old, strong-willed, and very precise about breakfast being served at exactly 7:15. If I'm late, she makes her feelings known. It doesn't have to be a pet. It could be plants, a garden, birds you feed, anything living that relies on you. There will be days when getting out of bed feels harder than others. Having something that needs you makes a difference. I also keep a bird journal. Every bird that visits my feeder goes into a notebook. Date, time, species, how many. It may sound silly, but it gives me something to notice, something to watch for. When you live alone, you need things that pull your attention outward. Otherwise, the world gets too quiet and your thoughts get too loud. Fourth, be selective about people. When you live alone, your social energy matters. You can't afford to spend it on relationships that drain you or conversations that mean nothing. I have 3 close friends. Ruth from church, we've known each other for 60 years. Elaine from my book club, and Clara, my neighbor, who's 84 and lives alone too. That's it. 3 people I truly enjoy. 3 people who know me. 3 people I'm genuinely happy to see. That's worth more than 20 acquaintances I have to pretend for. I used to feel guilty, like I should want more friends, more plans, more activity. But I've learned something important. Quality matters more than quantity. 1 honest conversation is worth 10 polite ones. 1 real friend is worth 20 familiar faces. If you're an introvert, allow yourself a small circle. There is nothing wrong with that. And finally, this is the hardest one. You have to like yourself. When you live alone, you spend a lot of time with yourself. If you don't enjoy your own company, solitude becomes painful. If you do, it becomes a gift. That understanding took me years. I used to think I was too quiet, too boring, too much of a homebody. I compared myself to louder, busier people and thought I was living life incorrectly. I wasn't. I was just living it differently. I enjoy reading. I enjoy morning tea. I enjoy birds, my cat, early nights, and calm days. I don't enjoy parties. I don't enjoy small talk. I don't enjoy being busy just to look busy. And at 91, I finally stopped apologizing for who I am. If you're living alone and struggling, ask yourself this. Are you struggling because you're lonely or because you think you should be lonely? Those are very different problems. One needs connection The other needs permission. Permission to live a quieter life than the world insists you should want. I miss Arthur. I always will. 47 years is a long time to share with someone. There's an empty chair at the table that never truly stops being empty. But missing someone isn't the same as being lonely. I carry him with me. I think of him every day. And I still have a full life, different than before, but full all the same. My children worry that I'm isolated. I understand that, but I'm not isolated. I'm just quiet. I have my routine, my cat, my books, my birds, my 3 friends. I have Sunday calls with Emily and visits from the grandchildren at Christmas. I have enough. More than enough, really. Some people are made for solitude. I am one of them. Maybe you are too. And if you are, there is nothing wrong with you. You aren't broken. You aren't missing something everyone else has. You're simply wired for quiet. And quiet, if you allow it, can be a very good life. So those are my 5 lessons. Know the difference between alone and lonely. Create a routine. Care for something that needs you. Choose your people carefully and make peace with yourself. That's all I have to share. It's time for my afternoon tea, and Rosie is already staring at me like I've kept her waiting long enough. Take care.